Good morning, students. Let us begin with the second type of cell division, that is meiosis. Let us first see the definition of meiosis. It is a type of cell division in which the chromosome number is reduced to half. Hence, it is a reduction division. So, we find that in meiosis, the chromosome number is reduced to half in the daughter cells. For example, if the parent cell has 46 chromosomes, the new daughter cells that will be formed will have only 23 chromosomes. So that is called as reduction division, or we find that it is a type of cell division in which the chromosome number is reduced to half. Meiosis type of cell division is found in organisms that reproduce sexually, that is those in which two parents are involved, one male and the other female. So they produce their respective gametes, that is egg cells by females and sperm cells by males. So egg and sperm cells are called as gametes. These gametes are produced by reduction division. But when two gametes fuse, we find that the chromosome number is going to be restored. For example, in human beings we have 46 chromosomes in any somatic cell. But the germ cells that will be formed will be containing 23 chromosomes. But when an egg cell with 23 chromosomes and a sperm cell with 23 chromosomes fuse with one another and result in the formation of a zygote, it will be having 46 chromosomes. So I hope now you have understood that though meiosis is a reduction division and that the chromosome number is reduced to half, but because two parents are involved in it, the chromosome number will be restored to the original due to the fusion of the two gametes. 4 daughter cells are formed. Now here we are going to get, after meiosis, how many total? 4 daughter cells are going to be formed. Simultaneously, we can just compare it with mitosis. There we had seen that we got 2 daughter cells. All 4 daughter cells are haploid cells. Now haploid means half the number of chromosomes. So as we give an example that if the parent cell has 2n number of chromosomes, the number of chromosomes in the daughter cells will be n. That is half the number of parent chromosome. So all daughter cells are haploid cells, that is those which are with half the number of chromosomes. Meiosis is completed in 2 stages. The 2 stages are meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. So unlike mitosis, meiosis is completed in 2 stages, that is meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. What are the changes that take place in meiosis 1? In meiosis 1, there is crossing over between homologous chromosomes. And second, thereafter, these homologous chromosomes are divided into 2 groups and 2 haploid cells are formed. So in meiosis 1, we are going to get 2 haploid cells, and then by the end of meiosis 2, we will be having 4 haploid cells. Now here, these are 2 points in short what meiosis 1 is. We are going to start with meiosis 1 in detail in the next slide onwards. We will also see what is meant by homologous chromosome. So let us go on to the next slide and see what homologous chromosomes are and what changes take place in meiosis 1. Let us try to understand what are homologous chromosomes. Homologous chromosomes are chromosome pairs, one from each parent, that is one from mother and one from father, that are similar in length, gene position and centromere location. Let us try to understand it with the help of this diagram. These 2 chromosomes represent homologous chromosomes, which we have inherited from each of the parent, one from the mother and one from the father. So homologous chromosomes are pair of chromosomes. So this is one pair of chromosome in which we have inherited one chromosome from mother and one from the father. We find that such homologous chromosomes are similar in length. So the length is similar, gene position is similar, and the centromere position is also same. Gene position, suppose we consider that these two homologous chromosomes represent a particular characteristic, say the color of the eye. So these two are homologous chromosomes. These homologous chromosomes then will undergo DNA replication. In mitosis, we had studied that before prophase 1, there was an interphase, which is a preparatory phase of the cell, and the cell is going to prepare itself for cell division. And during that phase, we find that the DNA undergoes replication, or the genetic material increases. So here also the same process will take place. DNA replication will occur and it will result in the formation of sister chromatids. So here we are having sister chromatids. I hope you have got the difference between homologous chromosomes and sister chromatids. Homologous chromosomes are not identical to each other because we are getting those from two different individuals, one from mother and one from father. So homologous chromosomes are not identical and do not originate from the same organism, and so they are different from sister chromatids. Sister chromatids result only after the DNA replication has taken place. So these two are now called as DNA sister chromatids, which have been formed after DNA replication has occurred, and they are going to be identical. So these two are sister chromatids. So now I hope you understand the difference between homologous chromosomes and sister chromatids. Later in meiosis 1, we even find that the homologous chromosomes undergo overlapping and there is crossing over between them. So the picture here does not show you overlapping, but we will see it in the next few slides. So in meiosis 1, we find that the homologous chromosomes undergo crossing over. There is crossing over in the sense there is exchange of genetic material. So the homologous pair consists of one paternal and one maternal chromosome, and there will be crossing over between these two sister chromatids, and as a result we will find that the genetic material is exchanged. Now this pairing of homologous chromosomes and exchange of genetic material is of lot of importance because this brings about variety and diversity. So the haploid gametes that will be formed towards the end of meiosis 2 will be having a lot of differences, and due to these differences there is a lot of advantage to the organism because the greater the variety, the greater are the chances of the survival of the organism. Unlike mitosis, which takes place in asexual reproduction, what happens is that since only one parent is involved, the daughter cells are exactly identical to the parent cell. So that is a disadvantage for the organism because there is no variety, there is no diversity that is being created. But here, due to the overlapping or crossing over of the homologous chromosomes and the exchange of genetic material, we find that there is a lot of variety that is formed in the new organisms, and so they are very the organisms or the daughter cells will be very genetically different from each other, and that is important for the biological fitness and the survival of the organism. Coming to haploid cells, haploid cell is a cell which has half the usual number of chromosomes. For example, haploid number of chromosomes in human beings is 23. So we have already discussed this in the previous slide. That is haploid cell which has half the number of chromosomes. So at the end of meiosis 2, when there will be 4 daughter cells, each of them will be haploid containing half the number of chromosomes. But because in sexual reproduction 2 individuals are involved, the total number of chromosome number will be finally restored. For today we will stop here, and tomorrow we will be taking up the various stages that are there in meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Thank you.